In the heart of a forgotten valley, hidden away from the eyes of the world, lay the village of Arahon. The village was ancient, its history buried in layers of time, but those who knew of it spoke in hushed whispers, warning others to stay far away. Arahon was cursed. The villagers had once thrived, but something dark had taken root in their midst. The crops had begun to fail, livestock perished, and a heavy silence fell over the place. Soon, the cries of children, the laughter of families, and the daily hum of life were replaced by something far more sinister: moans, shrieks, and the sound of something scraping against the earth. It was said that the curse began when a stranger arrived at the village, seeking shelter from a storm. The villagers, suspicious and wary, turned him away. In their greed and fear, they stole from him, taking what little he had. But the man was no ordinary traveler. With a gaze as cold as winter's breath, he cursed the village, speaking words in a language none of them understood. As he left, the skies darkened, and a chill swept through the village that had never been felt before. From that night on, the village was never the same. Fog enveloped the village, thick and unnatural, seeping into the homes and clinging to the skin. At night, the fog would pulse, breathing like a living entity. And with it came the voices, the sounds of the dead, crying out in agony, cursing the living. The villagers, driven mad by the endless wails, began to turn on each other. Paranoia spread like wildfire. Neighbors accused neighbors of bringing the curse upon them. Families tore themselves apart. But it wasn't just the voices. The village was plagued by visions, horrific apparitions of twisted, broken bodies, crawling from the earth, their eyes empty, their mouths open in silent screams. The well water turned to blood, and the trees wept sap the color of crimson. Every night, the village echoed with the sounds of terror, of the screams of the damned and the desperate cries of those still clinging to life. One by one, the villagers disappeared. Some were found torn apart in their homes, others vanished into the fog, never to be seen again. The few who survived spoke of seeing shadows lurking in the corners of their eyes. Dark figures watching them from the edges of the forest, waiting for the right moment to strike. In the center of the village, the old church bell tolled at midnight, though no one had rung it for years. It was said that the sound heralded another death, another soul claimed by the curse. The last of the villagers fled, their minds shattered, their bodies broken. The village of Arahon was left to rot, a place forgotten by time, shunned by all who knew of its horrors. But the curse remained. To this day, it is said that if you wander too close to Arahon, you will hear the cries of the damned carried on the wind, feel the icy grip of the fog as it wraps around you, and see the shadows moving just out of sight, waiting to claim another victim. Those who are foolish enough to enter never return, their screams echoing through the valley, joining the chorus of the cursed. Arahon waits, hungry and unforgiving, its dark heart still beating with malevolent intent. And the village, once full of life, is now a place of eternal night, where the sun never rises and the dead outnumber the living.